Welcome to Real Numismatic, where every coin has a story and every detail matters. Today we're taking a close look at a coin that many people might pass by without a second thought, a 1976 Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary 5-cent coin. But 1976 was a remarkable year in American history, and this nickel has several details that make it interesting to collectors. More importantly, your example gives us a chance to see exactly what collectors should look for when examining a coin like this. Take a close look at the date. This is a 1976 Jefferson Nickel, and from the photographs you provided, there is no visible mint mark beneath the date. That is an important clue. The 1976 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced 367,124,000 examples that year. Philadelphia did not begin using a P-mint mark on Jefferson nickels until 1980, so the absence of a mint mark on this 1976 coin is completely normal. It is not automatically an error. The coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left on the obverse. Around him are the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, along with the date 1976. The design was created by Philux Schlug, whose Jefferson nickel design had been in production since 1938. The reverse presents one of the most recognizable buildings in American coinage, Muntuster, Jefferson's Virginia home. Above it is EPLUIBUSUNUM, while United States of America and 5 cents complete the design. But the year 1976 gives this ordinary-looking nickel an important historical setting. America was celebrating its bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. The U.S. Mint produced special circulating quarter, half-dollar, and dollar designs for the bicentennial, but the Jefferson nickel did not receive a special bicentennial reverse. So if you find a 1976 Jefferson nickel with the normal Muntuster design, that is exactly what you should expect. Its connection to the bicentennial comes from the year, not from a special nickel design. Now let's look at the physical specifications. A standard 1976 Jefferson nickel weighs 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. Its composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel, and it has a plain edge. This is the standard copper-nickel composition used for regular Jefferson nickels of this period. There were actually 3 1976 Jefferson nickel issues to know about. Philadelphia produced 367,124,000 regular circulation nickels without a mint mark. Denver produced another 563,964,147, identified by a D mint mark. San Francisco produced 4,149,730 proof nickels with an S mint mark. The San Francisco issue was proof only, meaning it was produced specifically for collectors rather than normal circulation. And this is where the story becomes more interesting. The large mintage does not mean every 1976 nickel has the same collector value. Most circulated examples are worth around their 5-cent face value, but condition can change the picture dramatically. Current market references show that attractive uncirculated examples can bring several dollars, while premium gem examples and especially full steps coins can be worth substantially more. Full steps is one of the most important terms for Jefferson nickel collectors. Look at the steps beneath Muntuster on the reverse. On many circulated coins, those steps become worn, weak, or interrupted. A sharply struck coin with 5 or 6 complete steps can be much more desirable. The 1976 Philadelphia issue has a recognized full steps designation, and high-grade examples can command dramatically higher prices than ordinary circulated pieces. PCGS records a $4,025 auction result for a 1976 Jefferson nickel graded MS67 Full Steps. However, we need to be very careful with the coin in your photographs. Your example shows substantial circulation wear. Jefferson's portrait has noticeable wear across the cheek, hair, and other high points, while the reverse also shows considerable surface wear. Because of that visible wear, this particular coin does not appear to be an uncirculated gem, and it would not be appropriate to assign it a high mint state grade from photographs alone. I also do not see a clearly identifiable major mint error in the photographs. There are surface marks and areas of discoloration, but ordinary damage, scratches, staining, or circulation marks should not automatically be called errors. A genuine mint error normally requires evidence that something unusual happened during the manufacturing process. Professional authentication is recommended before assigning significant value to any suspected error. There is another reason collectors should pay attention to condition. PCGS lists the 1976 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickel as a coin where high-grade examples become much more interesting. Its standard issue has a population of certified coins across different grades, while the full steps designation becomes increasingly difficult in the upper grades. The difference between an ordinary circulated nickel and a sharply struck, nearly flawless example can therefore be enormous. Recent market information also shows why you should never judge a coin's value from a single headline price. A normal 1976 nickel can remain a 5-cent coin, while a certified high-grade example can sell for much more. PCGS records a $2,175 auction record for the regular 1976 issue at MS69, while a full steps example reached $4,025 at MS67. These are exceptional certified coins, not realistic values for a worn example like the one shown here. So what should you do if you find a 1976 Jefferson nickel in your collection? First, check the date, then look underneath the date to determine whether there is a mint mark. A missing mint mark on a 1976 nickel is normal for Philadelphia. Next, examine Jefferson's hair, cheek, and shoulder for wear. Finally, turn the coin over and carefully inspect the mintage steps. If the coin is unusually sharp, has strong original luster, and the steps are completely defined, that is when the coin deserves much closer attention. And one important warning, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and may reduce collector appeal. Even if a coin looks dirty or dull, its original surface is usually more important to collectors than an artificially bright appearance. As for the coin shown today, the honest conclusion is simple. This is a 1976 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickel, identifiable by its date and lack of a mint mark. It is a common issue with a large mintage, and the visible condition suggests that it is not one of the valuable high-grade examples. Its main value is likely around face value, unless a closer examination reveals something unusual that cannot be confirmed from these photographs. But that's exactly what makes coin collecting so fascinating. A coin doesn't have to be rare to be interesting. This small 5-cent piece connects us to 1976, the year America celebrated 200 years of independence, while carrying forward Phulux Schlug's famous Jefferson and mintage designs. So before you spend that old nickel, take a second look. Check the date, check the mint mark, study the surfaces, and most importantly, examine those mintage steps. You might not have a $4,000 rarity, but learning what separates an ordinary coin from a collectible one is where real numismatics begins. If you enjoyed this close look at the 1976 Jefferson Nickel, make sure to like this video, share it with another coin collector, and comment below with the oldest Jefferson Nickel you've ever found. And don't forget to subscribe to Real Numismatic for more honest coin discoveries, history, values, and collecting knowledge. Thanks for watching, and remember, always look twice before you spend your change.